Welcome back, folks. It's a lovely day. Unfortunately, I have to go to work for a few hours in my truck, so I will have something pretty good for you later today or tomorrow. It's Saturday. I will either get stuff done today or by the end of tomorrow night I'll have the Crown Vic front end welded on. Quite excited about that. So I'm going to use my favourite toy. Get my baby warmed up for my big fat ass. See you in a bit. Okay, lots to get done today, so I'm going to start by clearing off the snow as usual. The good news is this should be the last big snowfall we get, or at least the last snowfall that accumulates. Temperatures seem to be rising, so it's all good from this point on. Right, let me get this cleared up. Right, plan for today. As you may have seen in the previous video, this bolt needs to go that way about a 1/4 inch so that this closes on it. So that's relatively simple. And then after that I'll test fit it again, make sure it fits, and then I will finally notch these out. Again, make sure it all fits, and then clean up the original frame, grind it down, ready to weld, and then get these tacked on. As I say, I like to do things temporarily until I know everything's in the right place. So that's what I'm doing. Let's do that. Now we have the crucial part. As you can see, right, that lines up nice now, and that one. So I've got lots of wiggle room there for the frame, and the same on that side. So now I have to measure from, I'm going to use these points here and there, and I'll kind of triangulate the cross member to make sure that's straight. When I'm happy with that, I can tack the frame on. But as I said, I'm going to have to chop these corners off first. So I'll do that and then we'll go on with some measurements and welding. Beams are now cut to size. Those tubes are now welded in properly. So the next step, oh, I haven't replaced that bucket yet. Remember the control arm fell and broke it? Whoops, it's been too cold to wash the cars anyway. Okay, next, I need to clean up the original frame. Grind it down as flat as possible, make a nice welding surface for the new beams to go on. So as I said before, I'll just tack them on for now, make sure everything's straight before I weld it all properly and add supporting plates to the sides and the top and bottom. So let us see how we get on now. Okay folks, I've spent over an hour measuring and adjusting, and it's as good as it's going to get. So we're ready to do some welding. This is lining up really nicely there. So as much as I said I was just going to tack, I'm going to add a bead across there and a few bits here. Same on the other side, and obviously I will be boxing the frame in. That's already boxed obviously, so I need to put an end plate in that, end plate in that, box the inside that side. But first of all, let's get this welded on, and then I might need to chop these off in order to test fit the enormous fenders, because the front of the fenders are hitting that beam there. I don't want to chop it off too early because I don't know what I'm going to do with the angle, because obviously I'll need to join that over to that. So these are all tight on, and there's still adjustment, so even if the frame isn't perfectly straight at this point, there's some wiggle room for the cross member to go left and right, forward and back a little bit. Well, left and right, can't really go forward and back, hence why I took over an hour to measure this. So let me get the welding out, get that done. Let's see how that holds up. So fingers crossed, if I take the jack away it won't fall on the floor. Wow, it's firm. Woo! Right, let's take a look at my temporary welds. Not too shabby actually. So if that's not flush there, then I just need to grind a little bit. It should be okay. And then, as I say, cut a big plate that sort of shape. One on that side, box in the other side, and then do another plate on the other side. Fill in that hole, fill in that hole, and we're all good. Ah, thank goodness that's done. Might add a bit more weld on that side, it's only a little bit in. Looking good though, and obviously it's sitting a little bit high because it doesn't have an engine inside. Okay, right, what will we do next? Okay, next challenge. Obviously I was going to cut the front of these off anyway, but as you can see, this section here is where this section here bolts on. Okay, so that, those two bolts, those two bolt holes. Okay, so yeah, once I cut this away, this bit won't be a problem, but this section here might be. If anything, I would just need to trim the top of that bolt off. I'd rather not do that, but you know, if needs must. Oh, I wonder actually if I was to take that bolt out and put in a couple of spacers at the bottom side so that it doesn't actually come up so far. That's probably a better idea. Oh, 6.5 a dozen. So that's my next thing. But so far so good. I've got the, I know you can't see because of the sun, but that's pretty much in line. I'm following this line from here. Oh, focused my finger. So I'm following that line all the way down. So it's fairly straight. The hood's sitting up a little bit, just because. And that angle at the grill's correct. So yeah, that's my own little issue. So I will go ahead and chop these off anyway. I will probably add smaller beam coming through and then attach some sort of bumper to that. But for now, chop time. Success. Can you believe that? I mean, it's not even attached and it's sitting just nice. It's all going to plan, my friends. And these wheels will be smaller. They're 17s. I don't want 17s, I want 16s. So slightly smaller wheel, smaller tyre, that will fit a bit nicer. Excellent. I'm feeling so cocky I might actually do something with the back. It's not attached, it's just an axle stand at the moment. So obviously the wheel needs to come forward a little bit. The whole body needs to go down a little bit. Yeah, baby. Let's see the other side. What a junkyard dog. It'll look good one day. Not today though. Well, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. More to come tomorrow when I don't know what I'll be doing. But for today, you see that? 7 years ago today we arrived in Canada to live. So we're all going out for dinner to celebrate and eat lots of steak or something. I don't know. Speak to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't, why not? Get on with it. Thanks, bye.